I'm walking down the street.
I do want to say to Doni and many of you in this room that over a very long career in this city, all of you have helped me and my colleagues tell the truth and to try to tell.
I may not look like you and you me, but
Put my hat up.
I'm South Carolina, so I just...
What does this event mean to you, Miss Peggy Moss?
Oh, my heart,
Happy 20th anniversary.
my heart is about loving up on my sisters. Do you know what it feels like to have your sisters in the room? John.
And dare to be different and unique. I'm gonna be the best me I can be by letting His glory shine through. I am beautiful, I am blessed, but not just what you see in the flesh. I'm free from people, free from myself.
The doctor lived next door to the janitor to the reverend and the lawyer. We were together. Now we get so high and mighty that you create stress for your society because you don't like poor black folks either. That's a health problem. Get yourself together so I can stop being taking care of geriatric people and get back to pediatrics. I thank you, Doni, for all you've done. Let's keep doing it all and more.
Letting His glory shine through. Dare to be you, dare to be me, dare to be different and unique. I'm gonna be the best me I can be by letting His glory shine through. And I dare you, I dare you, I dare you to be you.
First name's Doni, last name's Glover, in it to win it for the long haul, baby. We have a business icon in the city of Baltimore, Mr. Rennie Bass, and today we have with us his son, Logan H. James, father, artist, activist, actor, philanthropist, motivational speaker, and businessman. He is a man of the people, for the people. Logan creates marketing strategies and plans for those who require innovative ideas and concepts for their brands, all the way from Houston. Logan, how are you, sir?
Man, I'm blessed and highly favored to be here, man. I really appreciate the opportunity to be on your platform. You know what I mean? Like, it's been around for a long time, and to be here and to be able to expand my brand and this presence is really a great thing, and I appreciate you.
Flattery will get you everything. Well, what's the gear you got on, man? What you sporting?
Man, this is New Language, of course, and Angel Park, two brands that I support wholeheartedly for Baltimore, Maryland. They both have flagship stores in Baltimore, one on Charles Street and one in Fells Point. We on our way to putting the situation down here in Houston, expanding the brands and expanding, the network as we grow around the world.
You're a musician. Tell me about the music.
So I actually started making music about 5 years ago. I started making music because I was trying to manage artists and I was trying to tell them what to do, and they didn't believe me because they like, well, you're not doing it. So I started doing it. Within my first 3 years, I just started touring around the country. I put myself and my wife. We went on 330 city tours, traveling around the country, meeting people, shaking hands, and we did what was called artist development, where I really took my time to develop the craft of the music, learning the different cadences and flows and melodies, and learning how to use my voice as an instrument. 2 years after that, we started expanding the brand, and now 5 years later, we're able to say we hit about 6 countries in total. Within the last 6 months, we've done 120,000 streams, and we're just expanding the brand. We actually did chart number 46 on iTunes with our current single, London Town. It's out right now with my boy Renegade El Rey, who just won a Grammy with Killer Mike. So we're expanding the brand and expanding the sound, you know what I mean? So, yeah.
How was your trip to London?
So how I got to London was crazy, right? The first time was my wife and her friend had bought tickets to go to an event in DC, and they're from Boston, Massachusetts. So they came down for the event in DC. And as we're driving around, I got my music playing. So her friend's husband is like, yo, whose music is this? And I'm like, it's me. So he's like, oh man, my dad owns a label out in London. We got to get you out there. So I'm thinking he just talking, how people just be talking. So I'm like, man, yeah, man, we got to do it. Within a week, he called me. I had my flight booked, and I was out in London. The crazy thing was when I was on my way, I had 2 impacted teeth on both sides of my mouth. So I'm there to rap, but I'm in excruciating pain. And I started popping some pain pills. I'm like, I just gotta get through it. I did it. We did 8 records and 2 music videos. While I'm like, you know what I mean, I'm in pain. As soon as I got home, I went to go see my dentist, and he told me I had to have surgery that day to take both sides of the mouth. I actually still got part of my mouth sewed in the back of my gums. This is crazy, but we had to take that. You know, man, I took that pain, and it was like, man, you serious? Like they could tell that I was in pain, but they could tell that I was like, you know what I mean, like, bro, I really want this. Like I just gotta handle what I gotta handle, and you know what I mean. And after that, we came back, and that's when we did London Town. We had a budget. We had they had loved what we was doing. We recorded London Town, and from London Town, we performed it in Jamaica. So it's been an exciting run. You know what I mean?
So I don't understand London Town. Is that a phrase? I thought it was just London.
So you know, I think that it's definitely for me. I heard London Town the first time by listening to Kanye West. You know, and honestly, Renegade had came up with the hook, and he was just like, just touched down, I'm in London Town. And we like, oh man. And then for me, we in the studio. As soon as I hear a beat and it's like, all right, we about to write to this, and this what we writing about, oh, I could go in. I tell stories, and I told the story of what was going on. Hopping off the plane, let them know it's Logan James. They scheming on my P's, they can never be the same. Told her drop the Addy, I'm gonna send Celeb Cabbie. So the Celeb Cabbie was the guy that was driving us around, but we had him booked for a whole week, every day of the week, 24 hours a day. So he was, if we needed somebody, if I needed to send somebody, you know, my boy out in London, he'd come grab you. But it was that type of environment, and speaking on, you know, what we were doing. We were out there just living, and it was impressing the folks that was there. It was impressing the folks back home, but it was impressing ourselves because in the video, I'm on one of the billboards for one of the local businesses. They have a chain restaurant, and myself and Renegade, they got a flyer saying we in London, but it's on the big billboard, and it's crazy to know, like, I'm from Baltimore, he from Memphis, we in London, and they promoting this like we from here, we up the street, you know what I mean? So to be able to have that experience so young in my career, because my career just started, you know what I mean? So to have those experiences and be able to say that we put our own international tours together, now it's like, well, what, you know, it's just exciting to see what's next.
Why doesn't Baltimore give you that same support?
So I can't say Baltimore don't give me that support, because I've been on 92Q, I've been on WPGC. My first time being on the radio came from the city, and honestly, the DJs in the city like DJ Duke and DJ Academics and my boy DJ Ambitious, like they spinning my music, and they helping me expand the brand. But the thing that we don't understand in our city is that you got to get out of the city. That's the only way that it works. And you have to have a network of people around the country that you can connect with in order to expand the brand. It's a numbers game. You can't have the numbers just being in Baltimore. And with that, you also have to know that you have to give up some type of that power that you got when you running your brand, because you have to give people the opportunity to be able to do what they do with your brand. And we was able to show that. So this weekend we did a whole weekend in Houston. You know, I'm from Baltimore, like I said, it's my first year here, and we had a great time with that.
You are teaching.
Yeah. Marketing and advertising. So shout out to my boy Ricky Benz. He's an artist, but he's also a professor. He's an actual professor at Texas Southern University. And he gave me an opportunity to come and speak Also with Route Runner from Def Jam, we went and we did a HBCU tour, and I had the opportunity to not only perform my music, but speak and teach the methods of marketing and advertising. Because so many people don't understand the difference between marketing and advertising, just and even know that there is a difference between those and then promotion. Like those three things work hand in hand, but they're three different tasks. And most of us, you know, from where we come from, we don't understand the objective of marketing itself. Actually finding and building a demographic and then building advertisements around those demographics that you will promote to those demographics. And going around and teaching and showing, you know, how that is created and actually showing a real life case study. Logan H. James is a real life case study. I'm going around the world, bringing different sounds, different music, different visuals, different vibes, and seeing how the response is to see, okay, what is going to translate across the world and not what's going to translate to the people that I know.
Take me back to London. Are you familiar with the show Top Boy?
Oh, yo, that's my, oh man, that's my joint, man. That's my joint.
When we, African Americans, Black people here in the States, look at Top Boy, what caught my ear, what caught my attention was the Jamaican British influence.
Oh,
it seemed like all of the Blacks in Top Boy had Jamaican ancestry.
Absolutely, for the most part.
For the most part. Did you get to visit any places that had those Jamaican?
That's my youth. That's all. Me wait for me going to Jamaica, boy. Me see it. Yeah, man. Me go on there and sit down with that true shot and have a conversation. Yeah, man. That's all we move with. Every time we go outside, the label that I'm a part of, Cool and Calm Entertainment, is Jamaican owned and operated. You know what I mean? Like, and now I'm also a part owner. I actually own part of the label that I'm signed to, which is very impressive for a new artist to be able to say such and have such an extensive budget that we had in order to accomplish what we accomplished. You know what I mean? So being in that space, like, yeah, man, that's how we was able to move in. We went to Montego Bay and we was able to use those relationships from London to be able to patch some things through in Jamaica and even in Trinidad and Tobago.
For you, what's the significance of Jamaica?
My grandmother Jamaican, so that's the heritage. Like my father's mother is Jamaican. A lot of people don't even know that.
I never knew that.
Yeah, so our heritage, that's like where we from. You know what I mean? So
slide over to your right a little bit. Yeah, we got our Black USA up there. I want you to get. I want them talking about me. I never knew that. And speaking of your dad, it's rare to see. It was refreshing to see how your dad took care of your grandma.
Oh yeah.
It was refreshing. And I don't know if it's rare, but it was refreshing because so often people complain about taking care of the elders, but traditionally we've always taken care of our elders. But now, you know, here in America, it's easy to just put our mother, our father. It's easy for some people to put their parents in a nursing home.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to take you back to the marketing, advertising, and promotions. What's the difference?
So when we talk about like marketing, we're talking about creating a structure that is going to create the actual audience in which you're going to be getting the information over to, right? This is This is the group of people, and you're figuring out when you're doing marketing, you're figuring out who responds to what color scheme, what type of text, what type of font, what type of sound they're responding to. Now, when we're talking about advertising, after you've already then figured out who's going to respond to what, then that's when you start getting into the graphics and putting the colors and the sounds that you've just done the marketing for. Now you start creating the advertisements around that. Now, the way in which that you send out the advertisements to the people is the promotion. That's how you promote it. So you may hire a promoter who is specifically going to post a flyer that you've already done the advertisement of and the marketing for, and you know that this promoter is the perfect person to be able to get the crowd around this entity in which that we're referring to, right? So if I am an artist like I am, my marketing is figuring out whom I want my music to be consumed by. Now I have to go and figure out whom the consumers are in each demographic of which I want my music to be consumed. So I know for me, I want to be around, and I want my music to be around people who truly love the art and also understand the true business and real business, the real nature of business, right? So I'm doing networking events and concerts around the world to figure out which people in those networks I'm going to create my next advertisement for, and then figure out whom I'm going to give those advertisements to promote it out to those said markets that I was referring to.
I didn't know you had jumped the broom.
Oh, absolutely. And it was beautiful. It was beautiful. And I'm going to tell you right now, right? Therapy is real. All right? Black men should get married. We should be in therapy, and we should be working on ourselves consistently. And that is what I have learned, and that is why I'm glad that I can say, like, yes, I am happily married, super happily married, super on the happily. And yeah, man.
We just talked with an author, Kevin Sherrod, on the 12 o'clock hour. And he talked about that very same thing. He has a long history of, I think he did 12 years in prison. And he was talking about the post-traumatic stress of reliving that sometimes in dreams and the therapy it takes to transition successfully back to the streets. You know, there's a 70% recidivism rate. I mean, we also went into mass incarceration, how America incarcerates more people damn near than China. What's the message in your music?
I'm glad you asked that, right? So most people, when they put out their music, they're trying to get the audience to help them to maintain the lifestyle, right? The lifestyle that we live is already maintained because we have the right relationships. And the reason why we have the right relationships is because we move with honor and integrity. You feel what I'm saying? And that's what the message behind what I do is: stand on who you are, do what you say you're going to do. And not all the time it's going to work out. Don't get me, everything I've done has been no, it has not. However, I'm going to give it my best shot every time that I step out there, because I know that regardless of whether or not it's directly going to affect me today, it will later, because it could affect what you had planned to help me with down the line. And I really want people to know, like, especially these young kids, bro, there's so many different professions that you can get into. And even with rap, you have to have a business in order to rap. So when people ask me, like, yo, what should I do? Like, what's the first steps with making my music? Start a business. Learn how to operate a business. Learn how to operate around other people's having desires and needs and having thought processes and having their own character, and learning how to be able to use what you have in front of you and be able to add value to what you have in front of you to be able to do what it is you want to do. But always remember that it's got to be value added by you and by others. And don't just get involved with stuff just because you feel like you owe. You don't owe nobody nothing unless you owe them something. But if you put the work in and you own what you're doing, you can't own unless you do the work. Like, you gotta do the work. You gotta put your own money up. And once you do that and you have a foundation, that's when you allow people to invest their money and get with you. But you gotta do everything, bro. I was driving Lyft. I was doing DoorDash. My wife was driving Lyft. It was so much we was doing just to figure out how to get to the next level. And also, we not taking away from something else to add to this. You know what I mean? Like, when it comes to any hustle, you can't take from one hustle and expect it to translate into another, or another business into. If you're a banker, just because you're a successful banker don't mean you're going to be a successful light technician. Those are two different things. You have to go and do the work to learn both trades. That's where I'm standing on now. Like, learn the business, learn how to actually create the music, stop being stuck on just one sound, really explore whom you are and what you got to offer. And, that's what we standing on. As an artist, when we went to Jamaica, we took the Oculus out to Jamaica, and there's a program in which I'm affiliated with that we had the children who had zero electricity in their school be able to experience some of the things that we teach the children here. We have fully immersive learning opportunities where people can actually, the students are fully immersed in what they're learning and actually can communicate to the device. We have I think 7 historical figures right now that the students able to converse with, like Nikola Tesla, Harriet Tubman, actually able to ask them questions and get the information back to them. And that's what we on. As an artist, I represent hip hop, but inside of that is such a large plethora of things. And I was just talking to my brother today. We're doing an event at the private airfield at the top of the month. And I'm like, bro, I'm going to dress like this because I want you to know that there's intelligence in people that looks like me. I don't have to dress up any other type of way because my mind is already in a space where that I'm valuable when I'm walking in the room. Anything that I have on, I'm wearing all my brands. Everything I wear is us. If we didn't create it, I'm not wearing it, for the simple fact to show you that we are the value, and that's what we creating with the music. Like, we are the value.
In the business realm, I have advocated that you need bail. BAIL, banker, accountant, insurance, lawyer. Every business out there needs one or more bankers, accountants, insurance people, lawyers. You agree?
Absolutely. Indubitably.
What else could our young rappers come to benefit from? What else should they learn besides, or in the same vein as learning the business? What else would you have them do to better understand the industry? And I'm sure, historically, we have been allowed in by America, allowed into the realm of entertainment, but still ownership of our product is still a challenge. Many artists, and it ain't just white people burning them, it's black people burning them.
Yeah. But that's why I'm saying you got, how I was able to structure my situation, I own what I'm doing, even as a new artist. But I know that by learning the business, networking, going around. I was telling my other boy earlier, like, you sometimes have to put people in positions, even if you don't know what's going to come of it. Even if you don't understand what they're doing, but you understand that they know that they connect to the person that you know, that they can make something flourish. You have to do that and then learn. Like, that's how you learn. Like, connecting dots that people don't, and that's also adding value. Like, I'm now in a space where I'm able to say that I'm working with an international brand that everyone knows, which is the World Cup, because of the fact that I'm in position to house that opportunity. But I had to learn. And also with learning, I learned that it's a young lady that her name's Central Reed. She has a company. She does production. and she has a contract with the city of Houston. I know a friend of mine who owns Venue GPS, and what they're looking to do was similar. I didn't know if it was going to work, if it wasn't going to work, but I knew that, hey, if I put Con on the phone, I put Central on the phone, I let them meet, they're going to go off and do their own business, and that's going to mature over time. Eventually, as I'm sitting around and hearing them speak about it, I'm learning how that connection works. And now I'm able to go and connect other people and explain, well, this is what the value of this is. But I have to do the work first. I have to learn. I have to put myself out there. I have to go and connect with resources and then be resourceful with those resources. And the only way to learn it is to do it.
What have we not covered?
You did a really great job, man. I'm trying to think. Oh, well, we have an event February 26th at Toyota Center where we'll be having students come and learn about IT and tech adjacent businesses at the Toyota Center, which is the home of the Houston Rockets. All of the tickets that the students are able we're doing a fundraiser now, but all the students' tickets will also include them having tickets to actually go to the game as well. We're also having a networking event for business owners at the Toyota Center the same day. So everything will be on my website, loganhjames.com, and you can click. That's the landing page, and you'll be able to click everything else from there. loganhjames.com. It's Logan, Big Logan. I appreciate you.
You got kids yet?
Yeah, man, I do, man. My boy's birthday is next month, man. He's getting old, man. He's an old man. He's an old man. But yeah, man, we working on, and I definitely want more. Yeah.
Tell me about your dad. What inspiration has he been to you?
Well, I mean, that's my pop, man. My pops is a very successful business owner, and just being around that, learning that's how I learned how to navigate most of this stuff. You know what I mean? Just being able to see it. Like my one of my best friends, our birthday the same day, and we were talking like leading up until our birthday, and we was just like, bro, a lot of stuff people get excited about, we was doing when we was young kids, like traveling, seeing the world. We was doing it as a young kid, so we were able to understand that the world was much bigger than what we seen in our backyard or in our neighborhood, and that opened up our minds to understand so much more what we can do. One thing that my pops always told, two things he always said is always stay in character, which is very important. Always be who you're supposed to be, and that's big to me. But also, people are always in your corner until it's time to spend their money. So once you know that they're ready to spend their money, that's when you know that they're serious. And like I've been able to gauge that looking at how we've been doing business. I've been in business with Angel Park for the past 7 years. I've been in business with New Language for the past 9 years. And to be able to say that we've been in business for that long together, I can only say that I learned it from my pops.
How old are you now, Logan?
34.
Pretty good.
It's all about the journey, man. We're just trying to enjoy the journey. And you know what I mean? That's what it's about.
You learned some important lessons early.
I watched a lot of people make a lot of mistakes, man. I grew up in the hip hop scene, man. When I used to go to I used to be the photographer at the 5 Seasons back in the day when it was crucial. If you was a rapper back in the day, you was known to really anything you said you was doing. You knew that you was probably gonna get the Rico sooner or later because it was really going on, and it was. I came from that, like I was around in that era, like where it was really going, like you know what I mean. So now to see where it is blossomed to, and to be able to say I watched from the Caddy, the Dons, and the Scar Akbars, the Smash, watching those guys and how they navigate. And still being able to converse with those guys and have conversations about what I'm doing to be able to say, like, well, this is what I was doing. Cool. Well, I know that I don't want to do that, but I do want to do this. how you was doing this. You know what I mean? Having access to those guys like Mully Man, and it really make a difference in what I'm doing. And it's man, you can see.
Tell me how technology has changed just in your lifetime, changed the music game.
Well, I mean, we're in the metaverse, baby. You know what I mean? Like, that's that in itself. We did a party. We actually did the first Meta South by Southwest. We hosted it in the metaverse ourselves. While I was at South by Southwest, excuse me, we had people from all over the world hearing our music. We did an actual live show where people performed around the country, around the world, and we all got to watch them in real time, which was really dope. Just having that access, you know, the internet. I remember the internet when it had that dial tone and you had to wait for it to, you know what I mean, for it to load up, and everybody knew you was getting on the internet.
You have mail.
Yeah. Listen, man, my mother used to get on my butt because she wanted to get on the phone, and I'm trying to load up the internet. Now you can be on the internet from your phone while you on the phone making the calls while you on, like, you know what I mean. Technology that changed everything. But also I'm gonna tell you this. I think that for artists, we gotta stop being so lazy because we have the internet. Going back to the guerrilla tactics of marketing and advertising,
on the street,
promotion, you gotta go back to the streets. That's the only way that's going to last, and that's the only way you have ownership. So when we talk about these streams, and we talk about we not having ownership, we didn't pay to build that infrastructure. That's not your infrastructure. That's because you have helped build on top of it. Whatever you build on top of somebody else's infrastructure, that's their land. That's their they could wipe it away at any moment and still have what they built, or they could take away what they built and put something else on it because it's what they built. If we want to have our own infrastructures, it's cool. I'm not telling you not to support what they're doing. I'm just telling you do it yourself. Sell it from your website. You gotta have a website. You gotta have your own things that you own and that you're responsible for you to be able to maintain value of what you have to offer. I learned that from my pops too.
Unfortunately, even with what I do for the past 23 years, if they snatch the internet away, or if some nuclear thing happens and there's no internet, I still got to be able to navigate.
Absolutely. I know for a fact that I done been in situations where I'm across the country, and matter of fact, I had left Houston and went to Phoenix, Arizona. I had drove. It was a 15-hour drive. But mind you, I've been driving on my own. Probably got like 70 hours in. I get to Phoenix and I go to the canyons. I go with my boy to the canyons to go hike the canyons, but he drove. I dropped my keys in the canyons. I was stuck out there for 4 days. If I didn't have the resources or the network to be able to, I'm out here, I didn't even know it. I needed that time to rest. I got to sleep. I'm relaxing. I can't go nowhere. There's nothing for me to do because I'm in another city. I'm just relaxing. My van locked. I can't get inside the car anyway, so I'm just might as well relax. Then my wife sent me the keys. I'm in the car. I'm driving back another 15 hours, ready to get back to Houston. This is before I even lived here. I still got to go back to Baltimore to get home. You feel what I'm saying? But I'm just knowing like I have those resources to travel around. I can go tomorrow. Hey, bro, I'm coming to go pull up on you in Detroit. And know I got things set up for me to do. We're going to Atlanta this weekend. You know what I mean? Hey, we coming to it's a phone call. All you got to use is the map. We could go back to them days we used to print out the MapQuest. We could get there.
I want to share this with you about Texas. There's a Black Wall Street. Everybody knows Oklahoma has 70 to 80 black towns. East Texas had about 500 black towns. 500 black towns in Texas. They'll never tell us about this history. It was this man named Chief John Horse who went from Florida to Oklahoma to Texas to Mexico. This is before slavery ended, and his soldiers ended up being border patrol for Mexico. On that note, Mexico did have a black president. And so as you're out there in the Southwest, even the cowboys, the black cowboys, that's who the cowboys, that's where the boy was originally referred to. I'm just saying there's a lot of black history. There wouldn't be no West if it weren't for the Buffalo Soldiers. Have you seen the Black Women Rodeo?
Yo, I was supposed to go to the rodeo before, but I haven't been to neither one of them.
Please get me some footage of them, of the Black female rodeo. They're black women in Texas and other places, but we are not foreign. You know, here in Baltimore, we got the Arabs. We are not foreign. Have you been on a horse?
I was on a horse. I was riding horses out in Egypt. But yeah, I was riding horses before then too. I done rode the horse, the camel. You know what I mean? Only thing I ain't been on yet, and I plan on being on, is the elephant.
You out in Houston? I'm just looking for the picture of you on a horse.
Man, that's coming, man. You about it, man. Listen, man, we got so much stuff that we working on. Like I said, this is the first year.
Wear the cowboy hat? That's what I want to know, Logan.
Have I put on the cowboy hat yet? No, I haven't been turned to a cowboy yet, man. Not yet, man. Not yet. And I'm not saying it's not going to happen. Like I said, bro, everything I wear that you see, if you see it on me, we done made it ourselves. And I be staring on that. You know what I mean? So we might have to start getting into that game. But if it's not Angel Park, new language, it really be slow for me to put it on for real.
Okay, I wear size large. You can send it anytime.
Man, you come to the store. You can go to the store. You in Baltimore, man. Go to the store and just tell them that you call me when you get there, and I make
what
sure.
Store? What store?
Angel Park Boutique on Alexander, right next to Poppy's Tacos. And New Language is on Charles Street, the new location to be open next week.
All right, say them again for me. I'm a little slow.
Angel Park Boutique.
And that's on Alexander?
It's on Alexander. It's right next door to Catwalk Boutique and Poppy's Tacos.
Okay. And what's the second one?
New Language. That's NU Language. All one word. And that's on Charles Street in between I want to say between 23rd and 24th, but it just moves. So I don't know what that street is right now. But you type it in, it'll bring you straight to it. We on Greenmount right now, though. We'll be on the Charles Street next week.
Okay. Because maybe we can recognize them with a Black Wall Street award. Have you given you one?
Not yet, man. I got some people down here for you.
No wonder you ain't tried. We need to get you one first.
Come on, man. Y'all gotta bring me to Baltimore, man.
When you coming back?
Whenever I got a reason to come to the city, bro. You gotta understand, down here, I'm trying to build up the brand so that when I come back, it'll make sense for everybody to. You know, everybody waiting for me to do what I need to do down here so they can be all, we going to overly support. You know how it be. So, you know, I know the market. So I ain't going to come and play with the market because I do marketing. So I understand that. How it work. You know what I mean?
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
5 years, I see myself headlining stadiums around the world and having 2, possibly 3 more kids, definitely a big dog, and being on my stacking towards getting my own private plane.
Land?
The land, that's already understood. I've been talking to my pops about buying some new properties this year and getting into next year. So, but my goal 10 years from now is to have my own island, my own place. You know what I mean? My own. You know, I don't just want to. You know, some people they just want the what's it called? What's it called, man? It's leaving me, but it's like a fortitude, like a fortitude of land, like compound. Compound. I want something bigger than the compound. I want you to be able to put compounds on the land that we cultivate. You know what I mean?
Last question. Tell me about your trip to Africa.
Oh man.
You went to Morocco, didn't you?
No, we went to Egypt, and then we went to Saudi Arabia, straight from Egypt.
I thought you also went to Morocco.
No, he went to Morocco. I didn't go on that trip. My pops went to Morocco.
I could have sworn he took.
No, my pops. No, that was my younger brother.
Oh,
yeah, that's my younger brother. I didn't go on that trip.
Okay.
I think I was in London or might have been in Tobago when they was going on that trip. Or I was getting ready for Tobago. because that was in November. But
What'd you think of Egypt? What'd you think of Egypt?
I had mixed feelings. You know what I mean? One of the good Muslim brothers had just bought an Airbnb. They was building his building up. You know what I mean? So we went to go see that. It really was just we was really getting ready for Umrah because we was going to Saudi Arabia straight from Egypt. So the experience in Egypt was it's not as clean as I thought it was going to be.
My brother had similar sentiments. Actually, he almost destroyed my desire to go. But did you see the pyramids?
Yeah, we that's where we was riding the horses we rode the horses and the camels around the pyramids. We didn't go in. We just walked. We just went around and it was.
Did you get pictures by the pyramids?
Absolutely.
You gotta send me one, man. I gotta have one.
I got you. Yeah, I took a lot of pictures. We got pictures, videos. We drove the 4-wheelers, in the sand. It was definitely a dope experience, and I would definitely tell you if you can get that experience. But the real experience is going to Saudi Arabia and really seeing Mecca and Medina and being able to pray in the masjid of the Prophet of the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and being able to have that experience was
Did you circle the Kaaba?
Yeah, man, I touched the Kaaba, man. To be able to have that experience too is, what I mean. We locked arms and we trucked in there, man. And we got our hands in there, man. It was an experience, man. I truly believe that the blessings and the rapid rate of growth that I'm seeing now is tied to that trip. Making them prayers and really being able to, get myself refocused for real.
How's the food?
It was decent. It wasn't. The fish was really good, but it wasn't. I'm a foodie, man. I believe that the best food is in Baltimore City, man. So it's hard for me to be able to, I traveled around the world and ate some food, but the best food I didn't ever found was in Baltimore City, man.
I got to shout out Max's at Park Heights with that wicked jerk chicken.
Oh man, they don't know nothing about that, man. They've been open for years, man. They don't know about that, man.
I gotta acknowledge Ricky Chin too down on Pennsylvania Avenue, Caribbean culture.
Yeah, man. Getting real Caribbean food is hard in this country. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Also, the spot up in Harlem. Oh my God, I go there every time I go up on Malcolm X Boulevard because a lot of spots they want to charge you $20 for one damn piece of chicken, and I ain't from that mob.
That's because it's real chicken. That let you know what's really going on when you.
No, this ain't real. Look, one piece of chicken, $20. Come on,
bro. You gotta understand what real chicken is. and really understand the cost of really think about how much chickens it takes to make one chicken box and how many chickens you really gotta have to really make a box of chickens. To make a box of chicken, you need at least 3 chickens, and you talk about selling hundreds to thousands of plates of chickens a day. And you really think that amount of chickens is available for them to be able to sell it at a cheap way? When you go out there, I'm telling you, bro, you go out there. Have you been to Jamaica?
We've been way up in the mountain, man. The Orange Hill Blow Shop.
Yeah, listen, bro.
You been to Jamaica? Let me ask you, who is the queen of Jamaica?
No clue. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not even hip to none of the politics that's going on in the world.
No, she's dead now. The equivalent to Harriet Tubman. She's on a $500 Jamaican bill.
Who is it?
You got Nani, the Maroon Queen.
Man, we got questions, man. I want to know what happened to the $20 Harriet Tubman bill.
Donald Trump.
Man, we didn't. That didn't.
And his kind. Those people who are ignorant enough to think America belongs to one people. Those people who don't know that we have been here thousands of years.
We gotta remember that.
Our history did not start nor end with slavery. Any final thoughts, Logan?
Oh yeah, I got a movie on Tubi. Oh yeah, I forgot all about that side of what we've been doing. We got a movie on Tubi. We got a show on the CW. We got a show on Vice TV and HBO. All that's on my website. Make sure y'all go check that out. You know, I got actually 2 movies on Tubi right now. Make sure you go check them out, man. And yeah, man. Check out my articles and all that, man. Everything is LoganHJames.com. It's Logan.org, man. Come check me out, man. Logan H. James on all the platforms, man.
It's unfortunate we're going to be at your dad's spot on February 22nd. I know you won't be in town, but when we find out you'll be here, we're going to make sure we have a Black Wall Street Award ceremony so that you can have that experience.
Yeah, man, I'm excited to have it. We're gonna put it together. I'm working on something now, and I ain't gonna speak on it, but I'm working on something now that I might be there sooner than later.
Good deal. Logan, we're proud of you.
I appreciate that, good brother.
Yes, sir. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace. It's Logan.
Good afternoon, world.